From the EPAWA headquarters in South Allentown, Pennsylvania, it's time for Weather Weeklies, an informative video of the ins and outs of weather that affect you most in the EPAWA coverage area. The following segment is a weekly video blog, and the opinions of the forecaster do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff of Eastern PA Weather Authority LLC as a whole, nor its constituents. Without further ado, here is meteorologist Bobby Martrus with Weather Weeklies.
Hey, good morning. Sunday, March 29th, and you would think we're done with winter here, and we're pretty much out of this whole thing with talking about wintry precipitation. But of course, we're into spring now. We've been in spring now for over a week. We've been in a meteorological spring since the beginning of March. So, still these wintry threats hanging around here. Let's take a look at the long range here and see if we can get an idea of what we're looking at going forward. All right, we have this is our latest long-range update, and we have this period now with below average continuing through the 9th of April. After that point, we do think there's some slight moderation, slightly above average or near average during the 10th to 14th time frame, and then we're going to go to sustained spring temps with near or above average temperatures from the 15th onward. Now, this is an average. This is giving a time frame here, so this doesn't mean that every single day from the 27th through the 9th are going to be below normal. It just means that the average of that period will be below normal. You will have some spikes up and down. Now, here's to take a look at two locations in our coverage area, Allentown, PA, and Philadelphia, PA. We took two very popular cities, or populous cities. And this is what we're looking at for the month. This is through yesterday, the 28th. 5.2 degrees below normal here in Allentown, and in Philadelphia, minus 4.3 below normal. These are temperatures departure from normal on average, what they are supposed to be, and there is no way that, given that today is the 29th, you have the 30th and 31st yet, there is no way you could have 90 degrees on 3 straight days and it would not skew this to positive. It's just, you have 28 days of a history here of negative. Of course, we're not going to be at 90 degrees for highs for the next couple of days, but we're going to finish the month well below normal again. So that's the point of this. And also included on this is the snowfall amounts for this month. Now, these were earlier, nothing in the very recently. This is over a week ago. We had our last snow, and here is the totals of both locations in Allentown and Philadelphia. Both these numbers represent well above normal for the month of March. I mean, Philadelphia is talking about 19 or 20 inches of snow that's normal for an entire winter, and you had 12 in just March alone. So, same thing here in Allentown. This is about a little more than half of what an average winter is for Allentown. 17.4. They usually get about 33 or about 32.9. So the whole idea here has been very cold, very snowy here in the month of March here. We're trying to turn the corner here. We do think we will, but it's going to take some time doing so. We're going to get into the Madden-Julian oscillation and talk about, I actually pre-drew these the lines here. This is actually looking at the entire globe on a flat surface from left to right. So here's the international date line. I tried drawing these in the video and they get all goofy because using a laptop it doesn't come out very well. Here's the equator going left to right, and again, this is the entire world if you were going to print on a flat surface. We are right over here. This is where we're located. So that's our coverage area. West coast of the United States runs right down here like this. So you can see relation to where we are here. This is the international date line. This is the Pacific Ocean, Western Pacific. Of course, you have Australia right here. Here's Australia. Here's all the islands right around the equator here. So what we're doing here is we're measuring the amount of convection around the international date line in relation to it, along the equator in relation to the international date line, to come up with a intra-season pattern, and that's what we're looking for. We've been looking at this for all winter. Is no doubt in our minds that the Madden-Julian oscillation is actually running the pattern right now. So we get into what this means, and we have some things have changed. Once you get into the month of we get into late March, April, May, the phases mean something different than they did when we were in January, February. Okay, so it used to be that phases 7, 8, 1 were your cold phases. All right, and that was in obviously during the winter. But now your cold phases are extended a little bit more. Your warm phases now are 5 and 6 over here. These are your warm phases in the month of April. anything up until that point can be considered a cold phase. So 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, even 4 could be below normal temperatures. All right, so and these are just anomalies. These are just looking at what the averages are. Now, when you get into phase 5 and 6, those are your warmer phases. That's shown right here. Okay, these are actually phase 7. Could be kind of go either way. This could be a cold or a warm phase, but these are now your cold phases right here. All right, and you can see where we are right now. This is showing where the Madden-Julian oscillation is right now. It's right in phase 1 right now, heading into phase 2, phase 3, possibly phase 4, the circle of death. If it gets in the circle of death in the middle, it means that the Madden-Julian oscillation has no influence on our pattern. All right, so we're kind of heading in the right direction of, we were getting more favorable phases for warmth. Okay, now this goes through April 11th. After that point, it runs out. This only goes 2 weeks into the future. So it's saying up in the next 2 weeks, you're going to be in these colder phases, and then it might either collapse into circle of death, might continue to phase 4 or phase 5, which would be the warmer phases. Okay, so we're going to get into that, but it's going to be delayed. That's the whole point here. All right, and we're going to go into teleconnections here. Teleconnections are going to be changing a little bit. Right now, these are your Pacific North American oscillation is your ridge out west. It's been positive recently. That would have favored some. If you had all the other teleconnections working in your favor, you could have had a coastal storm in that time frame. When it goes negative, forget it. When it goes negative, forget it. You got a lot of flat, a lot of progressive, a lot of fast west to east. This is indicating that you're going to have a trough out in the western United States, which would indicate a ridge in the east as long as the EPO is positive as well. We don't have that yet. So here is through the 3rd of April, the 5th of April, the 7th of April. After that, it goes positive. At the same time, the PNA is negative. So I think at this point here, you are going to see us see the light at the end of the tunnel. So you are going to see us come out of this colder regime. There is a little bit of a lag. It could be delayed a couple days, but we've been talking over and that's why we've been saying here on our chart here that we're expecting around the 10th to start going to near or slightly above. 15th will be your sustained spring temperatures where it just stays that way. And for the most part, except for a few hiccups of cold front comes through, it drops temperatures back one day. For the most part, you're above average. Okay, so I think that's going to be toward the end of the period here. And here's a look at the light at the end of the tunnel we're talking about. Okay, and this is going out 10 days. This is the 8th of April. Okay. Now here, what we're seeing here, this is the opposite of what we're seeing right now. Right now, you're seeing a big ridge out west and a trough in the east like this. Okay, that's keeping your cold air across the east. Well, now we're seeing seeing things change a little bit, and this is response to the Madden-Julian oscillation propagating into different phases that are favorable for warm temperatures. You now have a trough in the west, a ridge in the east. Okay, now it's not quite out of here yet with all this cold. Your PV is still stuck up here. It's split. Here's your PV sitting up here, but it's also retreating to the north. So this here, all this is warmth in the center of the country, and it's going to be building in to the northeast. Now, this is only the 8th of April, so it doesn't go that far. We have it on the 10th or so that we start changing, and by the 10th, if you would extrapolate this, you can see that this is clearly moving up in this direction. So we will get into this warmer pattern and the ridging, we think, say after the 10th of this month. So until then, we're going to have a bunch of up and down, a bunch of cold fronts coming through. Everything's fast and progressive. Nothing's really slow. So you're not getting any big, large, big East Coast storms. I have a lot of people who misunderstand what I said in videos. All right, we just had a surprise snow event that we had on Saturday morning. And a few people saying, "Oh, you guys said we were done with accumulating snow this year." We're done with the major synoptic snowfalls. Okay, I really do think that. I think as far as I'm talking about these big coastal storms, these big storms that just dump something like we had not last Friday, but the Friday before. All right, when we had widespread 6 inches or more of snow. I think we're done with those. Yes, I do, and I will stand behind that. We'll say that. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. That's fine. But you can't come on here and cherry pick the things that we say and say, "Oh, well, we got an inch of snow in Harrisburg, so you were wrong. We got an accumulating snow." You're going to get these little, you're going to get these little surprise deals, like quick mover type things that you get rain changes to snow, or you have some kind of snow showers that overperform. I mean, that was only supposed to be flurries on Saturday morning on every model. and it overperformed, and you got some areas got an inch or two of snow. It happens. Okay, but I'm talking about a major synoptic snowfall, big coastal storm coming up the coast here, giving you sitting right here, all kinds of cold air involved, and giving you a big snowstorm here in this area here. And then when I'm saying big, I'm talking about for this time of year, anything big would be greater than 3 inches. I don't see it. I just don't. And you can argue with me till you're blue in the face and say, well, we know better. Well, I would never say anything definitively that we're not getting any snow like that. The odds are stacked against. They're in my favor. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right, the occasional sneakiness we're referring to are these little systems like this. Now, this is looking at Tuesday evening on the GFS. Just a quick kind of a clipper system type of thing. It's moving down from Canada. Quick in and out here. This would be in the Tuesday evening. Most areas are rain, but you might be cold enough for snow up in these areas here across the far north. As this continues off to the southeast here, it does show the temperatures as it pulls away. Temperatures going down a little bit and maybe changing to snow at the hill and across the central areas also. So we'll keep an eye on that. Again, this is one of those little sneaky little things you have to watch. Not a big deal. If everything fell into place and everybody got all snow out of this, you'd be talking about a quick inch. Just something like you had the other day. No big deal. Maybe an inch or two up here in the far northern areas. Okay? Another thing of occasional sneakiness. Now, this doesn't have support. This is looking at next Friday night. All right? This is an overrunning situation with a area low pressure is moving off to the south here. All right, we have enough cold air in place to the north because that EPO is still negative. So you still have some GFS is still showing some snow here on the northern fringe. Can that happen? Yeah, it could happen. But I mean, does it have support? No. Is it likely? No. Is there anything for next weekend shown right now on the models? No. Does that mean it can't happen? No. You know what I mean? We're going to watch this and just, you know, as long as you have the cold air around, which again we're going to have through at least the first week of April. All right, you're going to have these chances that you have one of these things timed perfectly, that it comes in at night when the cold air is here, the sun angle is not playing a factor. But these are all weak systems. Weak systems. They're not big systems. That's the whole point. So, you know, if you don't like what we have to say, don't watch the videos. That's all I can say. So you're getting a lot of flack back from that. And I'm not sure where that's coming from. No large-scale systems. We are saying that until next year. We do have a couple shots of these little minor things that might sneak in here at the right time to give a few people some very minor accumulations, and that's it. Speaking of some good news now, we got some. This is a list of our private clients, a partial list of our private clients. These are major private clients that we have for 2015, and we told you I had a big announcement. We did not announce this yet on the Facebook page here. Of course, we did about Arts Quest, Steel Stacks, and Music Fest. They are our a perennial partner here, but we also have the Writing, Fight, and Fills now as a contracted weather partner that we will be providing their weather information to. So this is very exciting news for us. We're also working on another major client that we'll announce as soon as they're under contract. Because of legal reasons, we can't announce that yet. But what we will be doing is we're going to have our own dedicated page to the Writing, Fight, and Fills, in addition to giving them first-hand weather information to their grounds crew and their GM. We're going to be giving them information directly to them as part of our private business. But we're also going to have a page for the public that's going to give an hour-by-hour breakdown for those going to the game. A page that's dedicated that will be mobile responsive. You can access in the stadium if we have anything coming, any threatening weather. We can give you more accurate information as far as what to expect if you're going to the game. So if you get a weather report that says 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, well, what does that tell you? That could just be between 7 and 7:30. The game starts at 7. All right, 7 to 7:30, you might have a delay, and then it's nice the rest of the night, and you could still go. So this is the whole idea. Or some other outlets calling for rain, and we can we're going to be monitoring everything and making sure that if it's not that big of a deal, we're going to tell you. So you'll be better prepared if you're going to the games this year, and also all the Arts Quest events. Just because we're going to have that, we're going to have that information there publicly for you to view and updating it constantly. Also, if you want to participate in our merchandise program, we do have about 2 weeks left here to buy an EPAWA t-shirt. This is, of course, a campaign that is we're running right now to help us out. If you value our forecast, want to support us, here is the T-shirt we have currently. We're going to have a new T-shirt design that's going to be open up to the general public, to the fans to create. We're going to vote on them. The most popular shirt is going to get tickets to some of our private venues here with our weather partners that we mentioned. We can give away some things with that now, since we have those relationships with those private clients. So we will be able to do some things and do some giveaways with it, have some fun with it, and we'll come up with the next design after this one expires in about 2 weeks. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marchich, and that is this edition of Weather Weeklies for March 29th, 2015. Have a great Sunday.